I like to exist as like somebody who is going to push back. I'm a firm believer in organic food and health food stores, but I also feel the need to push back on a lot of the nonsense that people believe in this realm. I actually will really enjoy combating these beliefs that are like, another one is going to be that raw milk is good for you. So I can't wait to go into the raw milk topic and completely dismantle that as well too. So I'm really excited to be on the opposing side of raw milk. With all the health and diet information out there, how do you know what to believe? How do you know what to trust? How do you know what diet is for you? There's so much out there. This is good for you. This is bad for you. Eat this. Don't eat that. This will help you lose weight. This makes you gain weight. How do we really know? I like to look at results. People can make all kinds of claims, but when someone is actually getting results, that's how I really know. When something is lacking in scientific evidence, peer-reviewed studies, or doesn't appear to have any kind of health correlation whatsoever, we have to look at those things with a little bit more skepticism. And in the case of the blood type diet, the science has already debunked this diet, but I feel like I have to debunk it yet again, even though it's already been debunked many times in the past. And this is especially for all of the people in the health food world, all the healthy people out there. This video is particularly for you. It's still a widely popular diet, so I feel that this video can help provide some more clarity on the issue, even though it's already been debunked many times. But I wanted to do this because I've worked in the industry for 3 years now, and nothing gets under my skin more than people who are trying to be healthy, who follow the wrong things, who follow fads, who listen to random people on the internet and who don't really know what they're talking about, and who follow these types of things, and then they at the same time pointing at the things that actually help and shaming them. And it's just so frustrating to me. So I had to make this video. I spent a lot of time on this video. I hope you enjoy it. Hello everyone, my name is Joshua. I'm an addict and I've been sober for 5 years now. I'm also a vegan for 5 years. And on this channel, I talk about all things health, fitness. I do vegan coaching on this channel as well. This is my passion. This is what I do on this channel here. I discuss health and vegan topics related to like this one. All right, so let's get into it. What is the blood type diet? So in 1996, Peter D'Adamo, a naturopathic physician, came out with a theory in his book called Eat Right for Your Type. His theory was that everyone's blood type was unique and therefore determines which foods you should eat and which foods you should avoid. Also, how to exercise and if you're predisposed to certain illnesses or not. He claimed that certain people with certain blood types didn't have the necessary enzymes to break down those types of foods. In other words, how to live and be healthier. It even goes into what spices and herbs to eat in combination with. So it's pretty in detail. For example, a person with blood type O should be eating a high protein diet with lots of meat, while a person with a blood type A should avoid high protein and be eating more of a vegetarian type diet. So that's the blood type diet. Let's talk about some of the problems with the blood type diet, all right? So if you look up here, there's no supporting evidence, no peer-reviewed studies. There's been no correlation proven with positive health outcomes. There's no studies that have actually shown that there are health benefits from blood type diets. So it's important to note that there are some people who experience some health benefits on this diet, and I will touch on that later. And for those of you who aren't convinced by a Google search or an AI search, I actually did go into the actual studies, which I'll be talking about next. Okay, and this article talks about 3 studies. So we're going to talk about 3 studies. One study done in 2013, which analyzed the world's medical literature and found that there were no studies demonstrating health benefits from the blood type diet. There was another one in 2014, which found that there were some people who demonstrated some improvements in health, cardiometabolic risk factors, BP and cholesterol, but that these improvements, even though there were some, were unrelated to blood type. So that's the second study. The third study was in 2020, and it was a study done by the Physicians Committee, which was a randomized controlled trial study. It was also published in the Journal of Academic Nutrition and Dietetics. A randomized controlled trial study is like the gold standard in science, so good study. Which found that blood type was not associated with the effects from a plant-based diet in body weight, body fat, blood plasma, lipids, or glycemic control. All right, so here's the Physicians Committee study. And okay, hold on, wait before you question what's the Physicians Committee. I actually looked that up as well too. The Physicians Committee is a nonprofit made up of 12,000 doctors. All right, back to the study. So in this study, they took participants and they made a control group and they made a intervention group. The intervention group followed a low-fat plant-based diet, and the control group made no diet changes at all. Really interesting. The trial found that the plant-based diet, people that were eating the plant-based diet had a higher metabolism, that the calories burned after a meal were at an increase of 18.7% over the control group, over the people who were eating meat and not plant-based. So that was really cool in and of itself, but the study goes further. So the trial looked at whether there was a connection between blood type and diet, looking at weight, lipids, glycemic control. Remember, the blood type diet says that consuming a plant-based diet should be good only for people with blood type A, and that people with a blood type O should be consuming a high-protein animal-based diet. The analysis was that the plant-based diet, the vegan diet, was beneficial to all blood types and not just blood type A individuals. And this was a diet in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, legumes. And the findings were that body weight and cholesterol both decreased in type A individuals and in type O individuals. Remember, the blood type diet says A should be vegan and blood type O should be meat. But this study showed that everybody had benefit from it. If that were true, then only the people in blood type A would have received positive benefits, while people in the other blood type O, would have had negative side effects. They would have had negative results in their tests. Okay, so I just think it's really important to kind of look at health and how people view health. So many people have so many different ideas of what is health, what's healthy, and if you go to the health food store, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's like a mishmash of all of that, right? And I'm a really spiritual person, but I believe in science and facts, okay? So there has to be some sort of basis, and then a lot of people start going into the conspiracy stuff, and they start they won't even believe the science, and they say this is false, and this, that, and the third, and at some point you have to base yourself in some type of reality, and I just see a lot of us veering further and further away from reality, and that is like cautionary for me, because when societies tend to crumble and fall apart, you typically see the degradation of mental health, and people start believing in more wild and more crazy conspiratorial stuff, and people start to lose their touch with reality, and a basis of fact starts to go down as well too. So I think it's just really important that we still value some these types of studies and these scientists who are actually doing this kind of work and that publish it, and it's peer reviewed, and all of these things that prove over and over again that you're wrong, and it's okay to be wrong, okay? So it's one of those things where if you've been following a certain diet, you have to realize that a lot of these diets are backed by lots of money, and there are people who are pushing them, and they're looking for sales and money, and so you have to kind of question that too, realizing that at its core, all of the scientific research on health says that a whole foods plant-based diet is ideal and optimum for human health. So all the other diets that are not that are not going to be optimal. You'll still see some results, but they're not going to be optimal. So it's just a fact. It's not like one diet's better than the other or whatever. There's an actual tangible fact on health, and When you put inflammatory foods in your body, your immune system has an inflammatory response. This creates inflammation, which is the precursor to disease. And there are certain foods or things that we call foods that we put in our body that are inflammatory. And then there are some foods that are anti-inflammatory. And nobody disagree. The only people who just seem to disagree on this are people in the, YouTube communities and online spaces and coaches and things like that. But the science has already proven hands down that plant foods are the anti-inflammatory and the animal-based foods are inflammatory. So I'm very cautionary when it comes to conspiracies and theories and claims. I'm really cautionary on that stuff. And I would encourage you to develop your own sense of healthy skepticism. Use your mind, ask questions, do research, but question your own beliefs too. It's really important. So why else is this a ridiculous diet that deserves to be burned to the ground? Well, if you're looking to follow a diet and let's say you're a vegan or vegetarian and you discover you have blood type O, that might be kind of problematic, right? So, and if you love eating red meat and you discover that you have blood type A, that's probably problematic for you as well. There's also a lot of strong scientific and archaeological evidence to suggest that blood type O was not actually the original ancestral blood type that they claim it is in this in the blood type diet. And so actually a lot of evidence is starting to show that we actually started with a type A blood type. So there's that evidence as well that throws this diet under the bus. Hey, wait a minute. I know someone who healed their gut on this diet. My brother's sister's cousin's aunt healed their autoimmune using this diet. My friend's mom's boyfriend lost 40 pounds doing this diet. So remember when I mentioned earlier in the video that I was going to talk about the people here and there who have experienced some health benefits on the blood type diet? Well, this is about them. These few examples of people who have received some benefits while on the blood type diet, these are called anecdotes or outliers, and they exist in every diet and everything. The carnivore diet, it's crazy. Peterson's daughter, she always talks about how she healed on the carnivore diet. Okay, so there's things called outliers and anecdotes. This is not a replacement for actual science. So even if we see some people who experience some health benefits, not the norm, and this is an outlier, this doesn't happen. This is just a coincidence, if you will. But this is also too, anytime you make changes in your diet, especially restrictive type diets, where you're cutting out processed foods, you're cutting out foods high in saturated fat, you're going to experience some health benefits anyway. Also, diets that add in any fiber or whole foods, plant-based whole foods, you're going to see benefits. You're going to experience benefits. And that's often what happens, is that people make these changes and some things in their health improve over time. Okay, so the diet recommends people eat organic food. Again, this is another example of making positive, healthy choices, which over time lead to more positive health outcomes. If you're eating mostly organic food, you're going to have better health outcomes in the long run. When it comes to the carnivore diet, okay, and people experiencing health benefits, all eliminative diets show health benefits in the short term, okay? The problem with the carnivore diet is in the long run, okay? You're choosing a diet that is high in animal protein, high in saturated fat, and low in antioxidants, low in fiber. And this is problematic in the long run because it puts you at a higher risk of developing disease because you're not eating the compounds that specifically fight disease. The only known substance that has been shown scientifically to kill cancer cells is called sulforaphane, and that is found in cruciferous vegetables. There is no sulforaphane in meat. So if you're consuming only meat and you're not consuming any sulforaphane, you could potentially be at a higher risk for developing cancer. One more thing to say about the anecdotes and the outliers, which is not the norm. So let's take an example of somebody who eats McDonald's 3 times a day, every day, and experiences excellent, amazing health. Okay, this person is healthy and does well. This person starts getting featured on TV, ends up in magazines, and stories are being written about this person that they are incredibly healthy and they eat McDonald's 3 times a day. They are sensationalized, they're publicized, okay? Why is there such a massive focus and attention on this person? It's because it's abnormal, right? It's not normal. The reason why this person gets published and is featured on every magazine is because most people who would eat McDonald's 3 times a day would develop serious health complications. And because this person doesn't, the attention's on them, right? Because it's abnormal. That's the reason. So when people are touting out these diets and saying how amazing they are and pointing to like celebrities or pointing to certain people who have experienced health benefits, you need to kind of take that into consideration and remember that that these people may be an anecdote or an outlier and that it's not the norm for that to happen. You know, I like to exist as like somebody who is going to push back. You know, I'm a firm believer in organic food and health food stores and like especially local markets and things like that. I'm a proponent of that, but I also feel the need to push back on a lot of the nonsense that people believe in this realm. And so that's what I'm going to do is there's going to be a portion of my videos that are going to be specifically targeted on that. I actually will really enjoy combating these beliefs that are like, another one is going to be that raw milk is good for you. So I can't wait to go into the raw milk topic and completely dismantle that as well too. I know there are people who are on YouTube in the health food space that promote raw milk and push it. And I'm going to be pushing back against that. So I'm really excited to be on the opposing side of raw milk. All right. So in conclusion, the blood type diet has already been debunked, but I just debunked it again. There is no supporting evidence that shows a link between blood type and positive health outcomes, and there are no peer-reviewed published studies to prove that either. Blood type diets may show some health benefits, but this is not because of a person's blood type, for the reasons I've already discussed in this video. And a vegan plant-based diet is the best, most optimal diet for mankind because the more vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds that a person consumes, the better health outcomes they have. This has been proven scientifically over and over and over again, yet people still find the need to somehow disqualify vegetables. I wonder, maybe they don't like eating green lettuce. Maybe they don't like the taste of it because it's certainly not because it's not good for you. It is good for you, okay? Sometimes we have to eat things that don't necessarily taste the best at first, but over time give us good health. And taste alone is not an indicator of health, okay? Our taste buds are completely totally hijacked so easily all the time. By companies, by chemicals. So our taste buds, we shouldn't really be using that as our one and only means of determining what's healthy, okay? Not only have these results been proven over and over again scientifically, and there are studies which show this, there are health coaches and doctors who have worked with clients and proven over and over again with thousands of people that this diet is the most optimal for health, okay? And they have even published some of these studies as well too. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it got you to think a little bit and maybe start to question some of the things that you might believe in yourself or that people are telling you. That was kind of the point. I just picked this one diet as an example, but I will be going into others as well too. I hope you check out some of my other videos that I'm going to be posting about other products and other diets like the Atkins diet, the keto, the paleo, the carnivore especially, and raw milk. These are all videos that I plan on making. So I hope you check those out. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to be part of a health channel that helps to debunk this ridiculous nonsense, because I feel like I have to. I just feel like there's not enough plant-based and vegan pushback in this field, so I'm joining the fight. I hope that to see you subscribe so you can see some of these videos that I will be posting. See you next time. Thanks, guys.